Sunday for some of the AFC teams. The Ravens defeated the Broncos 41-10 with their third 40-point game of the season. Reigning MVP Lamar Jackson had his fourth career game with a perfect 158.3 passer rating, tied for the most in NFL history. Let's go. Josh Allen and the Bills got it done against the Finns, marking their 15th win in the last 17 meetings. Allen's 3 touchdowns and Tyler Bass's 61-yard game-winning field goal, a new Bills franchise record, were key to their victory. And then lastly, Joe Cool went off for his second 5 TD game of the season, leading the Bengals to their first home win of 2024. According to our analytics, the Bengals now have a 37% chance of making the playoffs, making some noise. All right, Dan, here's what I need to know from you. Who's the biggest challenger to the Chiefs in the AFC?
Well, it's the Bengals. When it comes to that big moment, that game, that's the guy that they don't want to see. Buffalo, absolutely capable of it. Baltimore, absolutely capable of it. There's one quarterback that I think sits at the top that the Kansas City Chiefs don't want to see, and that's Joe Burrow. It has been Joe Burrow. He's the one that they know can figure them out, can schematically understand it, can throw it into the windows that you have to, can anticipate it before it's happening, and this team is hot. Joe Burrow's been fantastic this season, and he was great again yesterday without T. Higgins. Mike Gesicki has stepped up and kind of become that second guy. Jamar didn't even have a big game, and they scored 41. I want to see them make a trade before Tuesday's deadline. I think because there's a way that you got to play Kansas City. You got to be really patient on offense. You got to be very disciplined, and you got to have people that can beat man coverage. They got 3 cats that can beat man coverage in Cincinnati if they're healthy. Jamar, T, and Mike Gesicki. They've run the football a little bit better, but I think it's because the quarterback, he knows how to play against them. Their defense has got to play better, but if they get in, their next 3 games are enormous. I think if they win Thursday night against Baltimore, they're going to get in. But that's the guy that they don't want to see. Again, Buffalo, Baltimore, awesome, plenty capable. That's the guy that they don't want to see.
Go ahead, Shan.
Yeah, I think when you hear Kansas City, they're talking about trading for another corner. I think they realize that in order for them to get to where they want to be, and that's a three-peat, is that you look at the Cincinnati Bengals, and you mentioned T. Higgins, you mentioned Chase. We never know what Jermaine Burton. We saw what happened with that situation yesterday. And even the Ravens, they have multiple wide receivers. And so you know what? With Trent McDuffie, you throw somebody else, you hear Latimer being thrown into the mix. That'll be a very interesting combination. The question that I have, look, the way the Ravens are playing right now, it's hard for me to say pick against the Ravens. But we have yet to see Lamar Jackson that we see in the regular season. We have yet to see that guy show up in the postseason. So until it happens, I'm going to say no. I've seen Josh Allen play extremely well and still not find a way to get it done. So I agree with you somewhat, D.O. The question is, because they've set themselves behind the 8 ball so much, has Cincinnati dug themselves too deep of a hole that even with a ladder, they're not going to be able to climb out of? But if they were to, because can you imagine setting yourself this far behind, finding a way to get into the playoffs, the amount of confidence that you're going to have going into the postseason? But I'm still not picking against my homeboy. I just, like I said, I think Lamar Jackson is the scariest to me, but I have yet to see Lamar bring that Lamar Jackson into the postseason. If he brings that Lamar Jackson to the postseason, ain't nobody beating the Ravens, not even the Chiefs.
Oh, okay. So which one is it? Are you saying that
I'll take Lamar. I'll take Lamar. Even though I have not seen Lamar bring that Lamar to the postseason with the way he's playing, and now he has D. Henry. King Henry, he's smack dab in the MVP discussion. Well over 1,000 yards, 9 games into the season. And think about how many yards he could have had if they'd have gave him more than 11 carries against the Cleveland Browns, which is an atrocity considering that the Cleveland Browns lost to the Chargers yesterday and they had beaten the Ravens the previous week. So if they allow King Henry to do what he does, and Lamar Jackson, think about it, he only had 3 incompletions, but he only threw the ball 19 times. That's the recipe, not the 30-plus times that they allowed him to throw it against Cleveland. That's the recipe for success for the Baltimore Ravens.
Man, that was a lot of tap dancing. That was a lot of tap dancing.
Beautiful soliloquy, Shannon. But I got news for you. Dan Orlovsky's right. You were tap dancing. I mean, Gregory Hines, be proud of you. Bottom line is this, though. Bottom line is this, though, my brother. It's just the truth, man. He was tap dancing, right? Because the question was the AFC team as the biggest threat to the Chiefs. Okay, it ain't the Chiefs. The biggest threat to the Chiefs is what? I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills because of what I'm seeing from Josh Allen. 17 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, playing the best football. I could legitimately argue it's the best football he's played in his career. I mean, this brother looks absolutely positively special, okay? And he's out with something to prove. They lose Stephon Diggs. They lose Gabe Davis. They haven't missed a beat. They acquired Amari Cooper, still got Kincaid, still got Coleman and these brothers. I mean, listen, you got James Cook running the football for them. I'm looking at them right now, top 5 offense, top 8 defense. I'm just paying attention to the Buffalo Bills right now. And here's the thing that I would say about Lamar Jackson that is a plus, Shannon, this season more so than in any other. The Baltimore Ravens, in winning 6 of their last 7 games, they've beaten a few winning teams. They've beaten the Commanders, obviously. They've beaten the Bills. They've beaten the Denver Broncos, okay. You know, they lost the 2 last place teams in the Raiders, you know, and then the other day against Cleveland. I would say this to you. Because they have the reputation right now this season that they play up to the competition and down to the competition, well, come playoff time, you're going to be playing up. So you'll be ready for those. And if that trend continues, then it should be Lamar Jackson's best shot ever. But when I think about what it takes to be successful in the postseason, and both of you would know this better than me, but learning football from you guys the way that I do and hearing what I hear, you got to have a running game that can travel. Your quarterback needs to be able to handle adverse circumstances, whether it's an opposing defense to inclement weather. We know Josh Allen could deal with both, and obviously their defense hasn't been shabby either. I think the Buffalo Bills have the ingredients in the way that Josh Allen has been playing. I think that you have to look at him as the primary threat to the Chiefs right now at this particular moment in time because of him.
There's 2 quarterbacks that the Chiefs don't want to see. Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. Love Lamar, 2-time MVP. I don't think the Chiefs truly fear playing Lamar in the playoffs.
They were playing the Baltimore Ravens. They had a lead. Joe Burrow had the ball. Tell the people that didn't see that game, maybe they don't get you the ticket, the NFL ticket on YouTube. Maybe they didn't have that. Tell the people at home what Joe Burrow did.
The corner cut and cut across.
No, ain't no corner cut in front. Tell the people
Shannon,
what Joe Burrow
he's on track. Shannon, he is on track to throw for 38 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. And you're saying that he's been disappointing?
He's on track to miss the playoffs. Dan, he's on track to miss the playoffs. He's on track to miss the playoffs with 38 touchdowns and 8 interceptions.
Because it's not golf.
Oh, my bad.
It's not golf, dude. His defense is
now it's not golf. Hold on. You killed Dak because you said Dak wasn't it.
Who killed Dak?
12-5, 12-5.
Who gives? If one person has had Dak's back nationally this year, it's been me.
Stephen A. Hold on, yeah. Molly. Hold on, Stephen A. Who was last year that told Jerry Jones he need to cut bait with Dak Prescott?
I said take the whole place out. The whole place. I didn't say just Dak Prescott.
He said blow it up.
I said start the whole thing over. By the way, who was right on that?
Time out. Doesn't the whole thing include Dak Prescott?
Of course.
Yeah, he was saying blow it up.
It wasn't just the quarterback's not good.
But isn't that how we started the show today? Like, they need to blow it up. So you were right.
It's a little too late to blow it up now. But hold on. So how did he look like? Hold on. 34-17 to Philly. What happened there, Dio? Against the Commanders when they kicked 3 field goals and didn't get touchdowns. And he got outplayed by a rookie who ended up winning Player of the Week against that week. You see what you do is that when he plays well.
Oh my gosh, Shannon. He was remarkable that night. Jaden just made an unbelievable throw. They gave up like 40.
But what happens? What happens when you settle for field goals and not touchdowns? So he played well, but not well enough to get the ball into the end zone. The rookie played well enough, and he got the ball into the end zone. See, I'm not going to let you do that. I'm not saying Joe Burrow isn't an outstanding quarterback. When other quarterbacks fail to get the ball into the end zone, we beat them up for that.
His season's been disappointing. You said last week he's been disappointing that season. There's no way. There's just no way.
Quarterbacks is about wins and losses. We've seen a lot of quarterbacks throw for 4,000, 5,000 yards, but at the end of the day, this is a very short menu, wins and losses. So what's on your menu at your restaurant, Dan? Do you have anything other than wins and losses if you play pro sports?
We just look at the quarterback position differently when it comes to the result. There's no way that you could say that the quarterbacks have been playing poorly. He's on track for 38-8.
Dan, that's always – so in other words, you want to change that. We've always judged the quarterbacks by the end result. So since when did we stop? What offensive linemen, hold on, all those linemen, all those receivers that played with Tom Brady, they don't have 200-plus wins. They say the quarterback. When it comes to playoffs, they don't say they have 30-plus wins. They say the quarterback. Now, all of a sudden.
Okay, Shannon, let me ask you this then. Okay. So, are the Kansas City Chiefs the best team in football? One of the two best teams in football? Because Patrick's got more interceptions than touchdowns.
He does, and that's what's so baffling to me is that he hasn't played his best football, and they're undefeated.
Because their team is awesome. Because their team is awesome.
Dan, how many games though has Patrick Mahomes drove the ball downfield and found a way to win the game for him?
But in moments, football is not about the entirety of the game. Can your guy make plays in moments? That's what Tom Brady might play bad the entire game, but when they need a drive to get the job done to win the game, what would he do? He would get in field goal range or he would get a touchdown. In moments, nobody is better in moments than one Patrick Mahomes.
Well,
you can say Joe Burrow, you can say Lamar, you can say Josh Allen, but in moments when they matter the most, Patrick Mahomes is
Okay. I let that go as long as I could because it was so good. Are we good? Can I get in a break?